Today on Santa Monica Update.
It was an exciting day as over 200 people gathered to honor those in law enforcement who have gone above and beyond to help keep our community safe.
There were cheers and tears at this year's Santa Monica Police Activities League Scholarship Dinner. The promise of an education and hope for the future made this event an evening to remember.
World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and Iraq. We'll show you the brand new commemorative wall here at Woodlawn Cemetery to honor those who fought and died for our freedoms as we celebrate this Memorial Day. We have these important stories as well as some lighthearted news from the city of Santa Monica in our show today. I'm Tamara Henry.
Santa Monica Update, your source for local news in Santa Monica. Santa Monica Update starts now.
Hello, everybody. Pacific Park on the Santa Monica Pier is now $500,000 more interesting. It's thanks to a brand new coffee bean and tea leaf shop. It's the only one in the history of the franchise to sit above water. And then there's the Pier Hear shop that has expanded and now includes the Pico Designs shark tooth necklace and friendship bracelets. And if those weren't enough to bring you and your family down to the pier, don't forget 12 amusement rides, the Midway Games, and the Food Plaza overlooking the Pacific Ocean. Bring the family for a fun-filled few hours at the only amusement park in Los Angeles with free admission. For more info about this fun for the whole family experience, just go online to packpark.com. The city of Santa Monica is conducting a survey of buildings built before 1996 in an effort to determine which ones need to be retrofitted for seismic safety. And because the identification of some types of potentially hazardous buildings requires time and expertise, the city has hired Degg & Kolb engineers to finish up the survey. Degg & Kolb will be looking at between 60 and 200 buildings in Santa Monica to identify which have been built using construction methods that don't allow buildings to flex during an earthquake. Buildings that are too rigid are subject to failure and can collapse. The engineering firm will also assist with suggestions for remediation of potentially hazardous properties. Each and every day, law enforcement officers hit the streets in Santa Monica with one main goal: improve quality of life by providing a safe environment. Recently, the Santa Monica and Santa Monica College Police Departments held their biennial award ceremony honoring some outstanding individuals. We sent Greg Goldner to the ceremony to get us an inside look.
Today is an important day for the city of Santa Monica as city officials, the Santa Monica Police Department, and public join together to honor those in law enforcement who have gone above and beyond the call of duty.
As many people may know, in May, law enforcement celebrates its fallen heroes, and the earlier part of May is dedicated to recognizing the ultimate sacrifice that men and women in law enforcement have given over time. We here in Santa Monica have had our share of officers whom we've lost in the line of duty, so today is an opportunity for us to pay homage to them, even as we pay homage to our current heroes who have engaged in meritorious service, valorous conduct, life-saving efforts, and an array of different activities in furtherance of keeping our community safe.
Something that we do in and day out. We don't do it for medals, we don't do it for accolades. I think it's very special that these officers are recognized on a day like today in front of their family and friends in the community for their heroic efforts and actions.
A few of the officers being honored received the Medal of Valor for their extreme bravery on that horrific June day last year at Santa Monica College. And as I spoke with these officers, one word really stuck with me: humble.
It's a very high honor, something in my career I never thought that I would receive. It's reserved for very few officers who have been involved in serious incidents and acted in a very courageous manner and did as they were trained and taught to do.
It was a day like any other day, and you start your shift. I start my shift every day with a small voice in my head saying, today might be that day. And then it's fleeting, and then you go about your day, and it ended up being that day of all days that a big incident occurred. And all my training and all my time on the job accumulated to one incident, and with God's help, I prevailed.
No matter who I spoke with at the ceremony, one thing became crystal clear: Santa Monica is an extremely special place.
We're part of a dynamic and vibrant community. It means that we are a professionalized law enforcement entity that understands the unique challenges and the diverse demands that our community places on us. And events like this give our community an opportunity to say thank you for that, and equally it gives the police department an opportunity to say thank you to the men and women who on a daily basis go out there and put it all on the field.
All of the award recipients, and talking with them this morning, they just feel so blessed to work in such a tremendous city. A city that has such a strong sense of community support and partnership, and they're just happy to do their jobs, and the fact that they can actually get recognized for doing what they love doing just makes it even a more incredible place to work.
And it's not just the men and women in uniform who understand that this police department is something extremely special.
I'm very proud of this department. I've managed 4 cities prior to coming to Santa Monica. I got far more questions and comments and complaints about other departments in much smaller, quieter cities than Santa Monica. That tells me something about these men and women. They're quite special.
Yes, Mr. Gould, they are quite special. And with a city that has nearly 250,000 people in it on any given day, they do an incredible job of keeping us safe. For Santa Monica Update, I'm Greg Goldner.
It's truly amazing that heroes like these walk among us every day, especially those who were front and center on that horrific June day. From all of us here at City TV, we thank you for your service. The art of giving took front and center at this year's Santa Monica Police Activities League annual dinner. The organization, better known as PAL, not only offers Santa Monica students post-high school education scholarships, it also offers a variety of fun activities throughout the year for students of all ages. Gail Choice has more.
It was a night of giving and giving back. Photo ops marked an event filled with hope and promise. The Santa Monica Police Activities League, better known as PAL, recognized students for good citizenship, growth, participation, and more.
I would like to thank the parents for entrusting PAL with your children. Thank you to the youth that tell their parents that PAL is a cool and the best place to be, and that they continue to embrace PAL as a second home.
I've been a member of PAL since I was 6 years old, as has been mentioned. I saw my sister walk the stage to receive the scholarship. Then I saw my brother and now me.
We'd also like to thank the Santa Monica Police Department. What would the Police Activities League be without the police department? It's the police involvement that makes PAL a unique youth organization. We could not do what we do without the consistent positive presence of the men and women of our great police force.
When I used to live with my dad, I had to see him get arrested right outside my house. I used to think police officers were bad, and I used to be terrified of them. But because of PAL, I've been given the chance to see police officers in a different way. I've learned that not only do they only serve and protect us, but they also want the best for us.
Some $28,000 in scholarship funding was awarded to 12 students thanks to local area businesses, organizations, and the Chris Carrey PAL Education Fund, an endowment fund established through a joint gift from Ed Simmons, Standard Parking, and Karen and Neil Carey.
And I'm proud to say that after we award the scholarships today, in the 13 years, we will have given away $152,000.
Former members of PAL continue to be loyal to the organization.
Thank you to the PAL alumni who continue to come back as proof that PAL has made an impact and have changed their lives for the better.
I would just hope that this would instill in others to give, to know that when you hit a stage in life, it's not a luxury to help others. It's just part of your responsibility. And I hope everyone would take it seriously and not try to find excuses why they can't give, but why they can give.
Gail Choice, Santa Monica Update.
For more information on the Santa Monica Police Activities League, or PAL, go to smpal.org or call 310-458-8988. The historic city of Santa Monica Woodlawn Cemetery, Mausoleum and Mortuary hosted its 76th annual Memorial Day observance. We were there to witness the unveiling of the brand new wall commemorating Santa Monica's war veterans who lost their lives while serving our country.
Who are your heroes in life? Will the Santa Monica Police Department Explorers please post the colors? Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and salute our flag.
The idea to honor the city's fallen soldiers originated with Councilmember Robert T. Holbrook. On this day, he declared June 9th as Private Joe Gondara Day in Santa Monica in honor of his sacrifice during World War II as he fought and died for our freedoms and eventually received the Medal of Honor. Bob remembers when he was a child during World War II, anticipating the Japanese army marching up Wilshire Boulevard.
We had no Navy. The Navy was gone. There's no way to defend the coast. There was nothing. There was no Christmas presents. There were no toys. We walked everywhere because there was no gasoline. Tires on cars couldn't be replaced. We had stamps to buy meat and chicken at the store. It was a different time, and it was the greatest generation of our time. If people remember that, I think it'll serve the future well.
We're the land of the free because we're the home of the brave, thanks to those who made the ultimate sacrifice. The Elks Medal of Valor presentation went to the families of George Malik of the Gulf War and Ayaz Ali of the Iraq War. Their names are both now on the new Woodlawn Veterans Memorial Commemorative Wall.
1, 2, 3.
In my heart of hearts, I can't be anything but sad for those who didn't come home.
All gave some, and some gave all. 129 names are on this wall. Many died in prisoner of war camps.
And I went online and checked further and discovered that UCLA had lost about 250 faculty, staff, students, and alumni to World War II, which is the largest loss of any university with the exception of Harvard. And so there's a little story with every name.
The idea behind the wall was to try to keep it as simple as possible. It was more about the names and the soldiers who died than it was about the war or the design of the memorial itself.
Well, this actually reminds me much more of the World War II monument that opened up a few years ago in D.C. It's very similar to that. So it's for Santa Monica. This is huge.
It was just March of this year at the White House that Joe Gondara was one of 24 veterans finally awarded the Medal of Honor in a special ceremony after a review of Hispanic American veterans that had been denied because of prejudice.
And of course, he was born and raised in Santa Monica, so it's, quite important to me that there he is on this wall. He enlisted, he was not drafted, and he was a real American. We're proud of that. We're very proud of that.
The names on this wall may be etched in stone, but it's the stories of inspiration of these American heroes that still lives on today. Reporting for Santa Monica Update, I'm Tamara Henry. If you know the name of a fallen Santa Monica serviceman or woman whose name does not appear on the wall, go to smgov.net/cemetery and click on Commemorative Wall to download a name submission form. The fallen warrior's name will be added to the wall in time for Memorial Day next year. Have you ever seen a goby, a real goby in a local stream? Maybe not. This tiny little coastal lagoon fish is threatened. That's why it's big news that you can now see one at the Santa Monica Pier Aquarium. It's the star of the newly opened Endangered Species exhibit. See it Tuesdays through Fridays from 2 to 5 p.m. and on weekends from 12:30 to 5. Want more info? Call 310-393-6249 or go online to healthebay.org and click on Santa Monica Pier Aquarium. Well, that's it for this edition of Santa Monica Update. Think about this. Our city is a tourism magnet. There are cars and people everywhere, so everyone, please be careful. I'm Tamara Henry speaking for all of us at City TV. Thank you for watching.